All right, the mashups on Hits One. I'm Ryan with Stan and Nicole, and every time they come back, it's always fun. And I wish we had counted, started back in the day, how many times you guys have been in the studio with us.
Yeah, but kind of feel like we grew up together.
But let's say how about Fallout Boy?
Yeah, what's up? What's up? Pete, what's happening, man? Good. What's going on?
Andy's here.
Pete, Andy's here.
Patrick's here. Congratulations, a new album. How does this feel?
Like $1 million.
Yeah, I mean, it feels
like stardust, doesn't it?
totally. It's that crazy feeling where you like before other people have heard it, so you just don't really know. You know, it exists, but like it becomes a thing once other people listen and like songs, don't like songs, whatever. You know, that kind of thing.
Let me ask you something. What is your? Sorry, Nicole. Let me ask you something real quick. What is your routine like when you guys get a song together? Who is the select group to go like, okay, listen to this? Is it your mom? Is it your wife? Is it your cousin?
My wife will not comment. Like I'll play it. I'll always play it for her and be like, "What do you think?" She's like, "I don't know. Don't ask me." And I'm like, she's like, "I'm not a musician." I'm like, "Yeah." So that's kind of the point, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
I play across the spectrum, so like everybody in my family, and everybody has like different. You'd be surprised, I think, that like, you know, like my 4-year-old, I feel like could like, she knows when like a Taylor Swift song is a smash. You know what I mean? So like, which they all, I guess, are. You know, but you know what I mean? Like I think it's always interesting to hear a lot of people's perspectives.
Yeah. Okay.
Speaking of Taylor Swift, do you guys have Taylor Swift tickets to the Era Circus? We are unable to get our hands on some, and I feel like, you know, next to you guys, that's the hottest ticket.
I don't know if we.
I don't think we have any kind of hookup there, and it's funny because the whole neighborhood that I'm in, all the kids are like, so you know Taylor Swift. I'm like, I got nothing, I swear.
Well, you guys are in a band, and everyone thinks that you can just walk up to any concert you want to. Yeah. But what is the last performer or band that you guys had trouble actually getting in to see? Do you remember actually trying really hard to go see somebody and it being a struggle?
I kind of generally don't, just because we do it, because we experience it. Like I try and stay off of that. Like whenever there's like one of those really hard tickets, I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna.
Sometimes when we like, you know, like on Hella Mega, this tour we did with Green Day and Weezer, like getting into our own show is a little difficult. Like we were in San Diego, we were trying to get into like Petco, and they like were like not having it. We're like, we actually have to perform, and they were like,
I forgot about that. They made us.
They were like, don't we all have to perform?
They refused to let us in. They kept making us go to different entrances. Like, no, this is the entrance for the bands. We're like, we know.
Well, I feel like remember we did a show with Lizzo in Detroit, and I remember people were like waiting outside, and we rolled up because we were hosting it, and we were interviewing her, and we were doing this whole thing. And they wouldn't let us in, and we were like, no, we're supposed to be here, and they like thought that we were fans, and we were like, no, we're
working.
The thing that's so weird is I feel like the you know, if you go in and you like act like you know, they just let you in, right? You know,
True.
like you go up and you're like, I'm here. You know, if you express any hint of anxiety, it's all over.
My son, when he was like 8, was like, oh, to get into a backstage of a show, you just wear cargo pants. I was like, it's a good observation. Wow. It's a good observation, though, you know?
Oh, man. So much for Stardust comes out tomorrow.
Yeah.
What is, from day one when Fall Out Boy started to album release, what is the biggest difference that you guys see?
We like each other. I think
Great. Come a long way.
Yeah, well, I think starting out, you know, I think we didn't, you know, first off, it was kind of it was a little bit of a, you know, band for fun. These guys were in like real bands that toured, and at the time that seemed so much more real to me.
Extreme parentheses on real bands.
I know, but you got, you know, I mean, coming off of like, I had played Basements or whatever, so like it was like this, you know, it looked so pro to me that I was like, okay, well this, you know, there's no way we're taking this seriously, you know, like whatever. But it was just so fun, and people started showing up and everything. And then kind of you wake up one day and you're, you know, the entirety of my ambitions in life were to headline the Metro, to play the Metro in Chicago.
Wow.
And we did that like in the, I don't know, our first year
Kinda
or something
early.
like that. And so I was like, well, now what? but so then from there, you kind of, it took a while to figure ourselves out and stuff. So I think for a little while there, there was the creative thing took a little while to, now with Pete and I, it's like, it's like twin speak or something, but it took a while to like get there.
For sure. And I feel like now, like when you've done art for 20 years, there's always the possibility that you put out new art and people are like, skip, this sucks, skip. And it's so you want to do something that's compelling to you, and then you hope it's compelling to your audience, or some of them at least. I mean, the audience is the spectrum is so vast now that like, it's not going to, I guess it's not going to be for everybody, but I think on this album, there is kind of some version of Fall Out Boy for everybody.
Yeah,
and that's one of the things that I feel like is tough for any artist when you've got an album coming out. You guys have been living with these songs, like you said, for so long. You've listened to them and played them over and over, like in the studio. You like it just because you've heard it over and over, but like, is it going to be received well? Is everyone going to feel the same way? That's got to be very anxiety inducing.
Yes, that's like the whole, Pete can attest to the past month and a half has been me just being like, is it okay?
There's also, I always think of it like, it's like you've bottled some wine and you're sending it out and you're like, really hope this one's not skunky.
What's enjoyable is you guys take a break and then you come back and you go, pow! Like soon as Ryan brings me and say, hey man, we got the new Fall Out Boy. I said, okay, let's put this joint on. We listen and go like,
immediately.
It's like that formula. You guys just have it. How many songs are on the new album? How many are we looking forward to?
Well, how are we counting songs? Right, because there's a couple like tracks as well that aren't really.
I'm liking this answer.
Well, I don't know.
What is a song?
What even is a song? It depends on what your definition of is.
Let's get existential here.
Are we counting the interludes?
That's the real question.
Yeah.
There's 11 proper songs, but then there's 2 interludes. One of them that has some I think became such a central thing that it's kind of like, so I don't know. I mean, it's between 11 and 13, depending on who you ask.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, you'll find out tomorrow when So Much for Stardust comes out. Fall Out Boy is here. We'll be back in 1 minute. And also, you guys are taking over the whole weekend, too. So we'll talk about that. It's the mashup on Hits 1. All right, Fall Out Boy is on the mashup, and be ready. So every guest that comes through leaves a guest for the next, or leaves a question for the next guest, and it's time for yours.
The question from the rich and the famous.
Hi, I'm Jax, and I want to know what TV show you like to binge.
What are you on right now?
We were just on a long promo trip, or not a long promo trip. It was just a jammed promo trip to Europe, and I was waiting for Andy to watch the last episode of Last of Us, and I was like, every day I was like, we gotta talk about this. We gotta talk about this.
Okay, and by the way, this wasn't just like backstage and stuff. This was like in every interview. He wanted to he wanted to talk about it so many times, and it'd be like, you look over at Andy, he's like, no, I still haven't seen it.
Andy, have you finally seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it. I had to wait to watch it with my fiance.
Okay, all right.
Patrick, do you have one or no?
Not right now. I was kind of my kids just discovered Mandalorian, so we're going back and watching all of that, and we're not caught up. So now there's the new season or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to move us along so we can get there so I can watch it.
Good.
Right. So we
Also,
mentioned. Go ahead,
just throwing this out there. If you haven't watched I just finished. It's like the craziest season and the craziest show ever.
Yeah, that's with Penn Badgley on Netflix.
I'm watching that.
Yeah.
Okay, good. It's amazing. It is It is
You agree, Andy?
sick in the
it's
head.
great.
It's awesome.
Okay.
Though I'm binging Jersey Shore, so much more quality fare.
You're right.
So we mentioned a minute ago that you guys are going to be doing a takeover all weekend long on Hits 1. So we thought we'd give you a little challenge if you guys are down to have some fun.
Yeah.
That we just want to see if you guys can work some words into the takeover for us.
Sure.
We're going to throw you each a word that you have to find a way to weave into the weekend takeover.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we're not telling the producer, our producer Jackie, who's doing it. So
Sure.
He's going to be
We're
like,
just
what
telling
is
you
this talking
cats.
about?
Nicole, which one
right
should they? Which one should they?
Let's try to do Snickerdoodle. Who wants Snickerdoodle?
I could do Snickerdoodle.
Okay.
Okay, you
Patrick's
got
got Snickerdoodle. Stan.
Okay. I got hungover.
Oh,
Who
I
wants
could
to
do that. Sure.
Pete.
Sure,
That's
I got
hungover.
you.
Okay.
So I guess Andy, that leaves you a sleeping bag.
Okay.
Okay.
So at some point during the when you're listening this weekend to Fall Out Boy, Snickerdoodle, Hangover, and Sleeping Bag will get worked in.
Yeah, it's hungover,
somehow.
Ryan.
It's hungover. Either way.
Okay.
Get it right.
Yeah. Are you hungover? I'm just saying. Oh, no, just a joke. Just a joke.
So are we planning on going on the road anytime?
Oh, we are. Yeah, we're going out this summer in the U.S. and then some more world tour later in the year.
Okay.
Do you guys bring your families now?
My family
bring-
will come out in the U.S., but they're not like super. Like we just got to find activities every day because they're not. It's like the show itself is extremely unimpressive. Like I can't explain to you how unimpressive. I've had one of my children look at the floor, lay down face down on the floor instead of watching the show. Literally, my mom was like, I don't know why he did that.
It's a good confidence boost for you, right?
It was more exciting than the show to them, you know. Nothing cooler than watching your dad work.
What is a show day like for you guys? Do you show up 5 hours early and hang out? Or are you like rolling in? Like, is one of you like, okay, is Andy going to make it on time?
Andy's
I'm
always
usually
on
pretty
time.
late.
Yeah. And if I could remember, we were on a semi-tour with them a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And Andy, you were riding around on a scooter backstage. I remember this. You remember this?
Nice.
Yeah.
No.
No, you don't?
Sounds fun though. I love that.
I like the nods of agreement.
right.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I love scooters.
Hey, if you guys have never seen Fall Out Boy, you're missing out. You need to see these guys get down, and they do get down, for real. See Fall Out Boy whenever they come to a town near you.
Oh, thanks.
Nice. Well, what is a show day like for you?
They're pretty like low key now. You know, I think that when you've been doing it long enough, like the same with you guys with the show, like you're like, well, people are like, do you party? Do you show up late? You're like, well, no, it's like you have to like keep doing this, you know, and you have to like make it all work, and that chaos is not
it needs to be sustainable.
Yeah, well, not to mention that, like, you know, a lot of the tours we've done, there's you know, there's lighting and there's the you know video content, and then there's fire. It's like you have to like know what you're doing. You know, really, you kind of have to plan it out. It has to be a little bit of a. It's a little bit of a, you know. It's a work day. It's awesome, but it's also like, you know, we show up, we get ready for the show. It's like it's very mundane. It's super funny when people be like, oh, I want to go backstage. I'm like, nah, it's more fun out there.
Well, so much for Stardust. It comes out tomorrow all weekend long. We'll hear you guys on Hits One.
Sweet.
Thank you, Fall Out Boy, for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.